This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio. And we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Good Wednesday morning, I guess, to everybody. Hopefully it's good. Again, today, coming to the studio, saw a funeral, and whoever the family was, I sincerely wish them the best. But you know, in life, if you don't want to play the game of life, at the end, when the game's over, it's death. You know, if you don't want to go to the ball game and see the worst team, see the Rams, so to speak, lose at the end of the game, they lose, then don't go to the game. So when somebody says, "Well, I'm feeling bad, I'm getting older," I say, "What the hell? What are you talking about? You ought to be thankful that you're feeling bad and getting older, because the only ones that don't feel bad when they're getting older are the people that die young." And again, I see a funeral, and I feel for the family. I know the tremendous loss, but it motivates me because people, I've got another day to make a positive difference. You have another day. And I don't want to hear people say, that's melodramatic, that's bull crap. It's not bull crap. You can feed somebody today. You can save an animal's life. You can adopt a pet. You can say something to make somebody feel good. Everybody has some good in them. Now, some of us don't have much good, but we got a little bit. You know, maybe we don't have $10 in our pocket, but we got some change, and we can do a little something for. And I don't mean just financially. I mean there's a little good in all of us. Let's take care of our housekeeping. We're going to go all around the block. Hey, we are America's voice of freedom, the Patriot. You can call toll-free anytime, 1-888-394-1430 on the east side, 394-1190. And I won't jump your ass. People say, "Bob, I'd like to call, but you go crazy on me." Well, I'm not going to go crazy on you, and if I do, I can't beat the hell out of you or shoot you through the radio, so don't be afraid. Give us a call. Anything you guys want to talk about today. I don't have much of a voice left, but, well, I never have much of a voice. You want to call, talk about politics, talk about religion, talk about whatever you, don't talk about you didn't get your trash picked up today, because my show's lame enough. I don't want to go there. The Altwood, I guess that's the Alton Wood River Shrine Club. Their Christmas tree lot sales. Free delivery in the Wood River area. It's next to the VFW on Edwardsville Road in Wood River, Illinois. It'll be up from November the 28th till December the 20th. And thank you, Steve Emmel, for the information. If you have any questions or concerns, you can call Old George. It's 618-604-5101. The 51st Annual Mouse House at the Caseyville Community Center. 2 days, this Friday, December the 4th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. And Saturday, December the 5th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mouse House gifts available. Pictures with Santa Claus. It's sponsored by the Caseyville Fire Auxiliary. Here. The Horse Rescue, the Mid-America Horse Rescue, coming up, a benefit Sunday, December the 6th, from noon to 3 p.m. at Scone Banquet Boutique, located at number 30 The Boulevard in St. Louis. I'm familiar with St. Louis, but not with that. There's not a telephone number here, but thank you, Cheryl Longston, for giving us the information. Namioki Township Assessor, my good friend Tammy Hanfelter, is helping sponsor a holiday food drive for the senior citizens of Namioki Township. They're asking for your help. If you would, please donate any non-perishable food items. There'll be 2 drop-off locations, one at the Namioki Township Assessor's Office located at Highway 162 in Granite City, the other the Pontoon Beach Village Hall at Route 111 in Pontoon Beach. Any questions or concerns, you can call the beautiful Tammy Hanfelter at 618-931-5688. The Mighty Midgets Athletic Boosters Club will have their Christmas sale on Saturday, December the 5th from 8 a.m. to noon in the Freeburg High School cafeteria. They will have jackets on sale, blankets, pullovers, T-shirts, hoodies, long-sleeve shirts. And Joe Wallmeister, thank you very much. The radio station will be out there because we'd like to get some Mighty Midget equipment because you guys are the best. Mothers Against Drunk Driving, the National Day of Remembrance, December 3rd. It'll be held at the Lakeview Memorial Gardens, 5000 North Illinois in Fairview Heights from 6 to 7 p.m. It's their 2015 Candlelight Visual. If you have any questions or concerns and would like to get involved, you can call Christy at 217-741-4102. On December the 5th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., the Winter Wonderland Vendors and Craft Fair at the Scottish Rites Building located at 1549 Frank Scott Parkway West in Belleville. It benefits the Children's Dyslexia Center of Southern Illinois. It's a Scottish Rite charity. If you have any questions or concerns or would like to get involved, you can contact Sabrina Jackson at 618-791-8275. The Masonic Lodge in Freeburg. And I want to thank Eric Zimmerman again from A&E Trucking, the Truck Center, the president of A&E Truck Center. Santa Claus is coming to Freeburg. The Masonic Lodge, located at 205 West High Street in Freeburg, will have Santa there Sunday, December the 6th from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. You can have a free picture taken with Santa. They're going to give away gifts, hot dogs, chips, nachos, cookies, the whole works. And Eric and everybody in Freeburg is inviting everyone, not just from Freeburg, everyone to participate in the Christmas spirit. The Sereno School Sausage Supper will be held this Saturday, December the 5th from 3 to 7 p.m. at Sereno School. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact Mr. Bill Carpenter, the principal at Sereno Elementary School, at 217-272-4111. American Legion Post 1255, located at 201 Eiler Road, will be hosting a meat shoot this Sunday, December the 6th. All proceeds will go to the St. Louis USO, and thank you guys. Shooting starts at noon. They have covered shooting areas. They're going to have free food, cake raffles. Please come out and support the great guys at the American Legion Post 1255. If you need a contact number, it's 538-5445. I want to thank William Stone. He sent a nice email. Bob, be sure to read Dorothy Joshua's letter to the editor on the opinion page. She does a great job exposing the East St. Louis corrupt machine. William D. Stone. And Bill, thanks for taking the time out to acknowledge Dorothy Joshua. And Dorothy Joshua is a great lady down in East St. Louis. She's been fighting the culture of corruption down there. And Dorothy, I want to give you your accolades. You're a great lady, Dorothy Joshua. I want to salute you. You're like one of the unsung heroes. You're down there fighting every day, exposing these no-good son of a bitches. So we salute Dorothy Joshua for a job well done. Mike, I won't mention his last name. He's a friend of mine from the Summerfield area. He's a great guy and has a great family. He's talking about the St. Louis or St. Clair County Highway Department preheating the bridges with salt. And I don't know if he's real happy about that, and I understand. But, Mike, I got to tell you, the guys that work for the St. Clair County Highway Department. They are workers. All they do is what these greasy, sleazy politicians tell them to do. So I don't want to short all the hard workers, and I want to salute all the guys at the St. Louis County Highway Department. They're just doing their job. They've got families to support. It's the rotten bastard son of a bitch and no count, good for nothing, sleazy, greasy politicians that screw up everything. And thank you, Mike. He says here, another example of the St. Clair County establishment fleecing the taxpayers. In the past, taxpayers outside of East St. Louis have felt no power to change our local thievery. And Mike, you're exactly right. But times they are changing. I think you will see much larger voter turnout next year with significant support for the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition candidates. And I'll tell you what, Mike, I believe that, and I want to thank you very much for you taking the time. And everybody, with all the charitable events that we help advertise, I can't get to a lot of emails, but please keep sending them because we read them and we sincerely appreciate it. On this date, December the 2nd, 1804, Napoleon Bonaparte crowned himself Emperor of France. And on this date, today, Mark Sweetcakes Kern, the St. Clair County Board Chairman, crowned himself the buffoon of St. Clair County. And we salute you, you buffoon idiot. On this date, December 2nd, 1816, way back in 1816, people, the first savings bank in the United States, the Philadelphia Savings Fund Society, was opened, and you probably get the same interest rates today as you got back in 1816. On this date, December 2nd, 1927, Ford Motor Company unveiled the Model A automobile, the successor to the Model T. It sold back in 1927 for $395. Hell, you can't get a tire for $395 now. On this date, December 2nd, 1939, New York's LaGuardia Airport began operation as an airliner from Chicago. On this date, December 2nd, 1952, a great date, I guess, NBC TV aired the first televised human birth. Now, I wanted to see that during my dinner meal. On this date, December the 2nd, 1961, Fidel Castro announced that Cuba would become a communist nation. And Fidel, when the hell are you going to die, you rotten bastard? To some bitch about 130. When they say the good die young and the bad don't, hell, they're right about that. Hey, Fidel, kiss my ass over there in Cuba, will you? On this date, December the 2nd, 1966, this was the first Friday Catholics in the United States no longer had to refrain from eating meat. And I gotta go there. I gotta have the why were you sinful if you ate meat on Friday? I don't understand that. I think the fish people got to the Catholic Church, threw them a couple extra bucks, said, hey, why don't you say you can't eat meat on Friday? We'll sell a lot more fish. And I'm being serious. I'll bet you that had something to do with it. On this date, because I got to ask, why the hell, if the church says you can't eat meat and you eat meat, what happens? Do you die? Do you go to hell? I mean, let's get serious, people. On this date, December the 2nd, 1982, Barney Clark of Des Moines, Iowa, received the first artificial heart. We ought to give some of these politicians, they don't have a heart. We ought to give them some artificial hearts and some artificial things they can shove up their... that's what happened on this date, December the 2nd, throughout all these years in our world's history. Where are we going to go today? Well, I got to say, and this pisses me off. It really pisses me off. That lady got killed over in Ferguson. A beautiful lady got killed. She met someone on Facebook. And listen to this. Now, this nice lady, I won't even mention her name because the family doesn't need any more negative exposure. But here's the newspaper. I heard it on mainstream media. And please, people, always remember that I am not something that I hate. A big shot number one, our mainstream media. I'm just a crazy son of a bitch who commandeered the airways. I would not do this. And Mark Sweetcakes, Kern, you ought to be thankful that I'm concerned about your family's feelings, because if not, I'd let everybody know where that nickname Sweetcakes originated. But see, when I do that, It'll hurt his family. I know they had me arrested illegally. I beat the case in 3 minutes, but I don't want to hurt Mark Kern's family. I really don't. So at this point, I can't divulge the background and the origination of sweet cakes, but if I did, it would be devastating, like devastation of never before. I'm trying to sound like Howard Cosell, but it didn't work. But anyway, the newspaper, the news media. Now listen to this. A Jennings man was who arranged to meet a woman in her Ferguson apartment to pay for sex, robbed and fatally shot her Saturday night. It's been all over the paper. Now, salaciously, that's okay. But did I need to know that he met her to have sex for money, to allege she was a prostitute? The poor gal's dead. Her family's crying. And the newspaper has to say that? Why couldn't they have said, met somebody online and he killed her? Why the hell? Why the hell do we have to know that she got killed paying for sex? That's why I won't mention the name. I feel for the family. They got to hear this crap on the radio and on television and the newspaper. And they're hearing this crap on my station, but I'm not giving a name. They put the names out and the pictures. You got to have a picture of the gal that was selling herself. Now, doesn't make her a good person, but doesn't make her a bad person. Maybe this gal needed the money. Maybe she had a family. Maybe she's trying to get ready for Christmas. And desperate people do desperate things. But to have the news media, and I heard it last night on Channel 5 and 4, you guys kiss my ass over there. It happened to your family, you no-count, lousy, rotten bastards. You wouldn't want it done to your family. You wouldn't want their name out there. And I got to say, why the hell do we have to know this beautiful lady? She made a mistake. Maybe she was desperate for money. She'd never have her life taken for that. And now her dignity's gone. What the hell's wrong with people? They think I'm nuts. They think I'm a no-good son of a bitch. I'll be a rotten bastard to arrange to meet a woman at her Ferguson apartment to pay for sex. Robbed and fatally shot her on Saturday. And this no-count rotten bastard son of a bitch, 20-year-old, I won't even mention his name because it'll link it to hers, $1 million cash-only bond. Said that he met, according to court documents, Greer had arranged to meet, that's the guy's name, and I don't know first or last. Let's forget I even said that. Arranged to meet this beautiful lady at her apartment and have sex in exchange for money. Now, did it have to say that? Did it have to say that? Couldn't it said, met somebody on the internet, maybe for a sexual liaison, maybe, but sex for money. Now, this family's got to put up with this crap. And I swear to you, if it was my worst enemy, I wouldn't do that to him. I can't believe it. And I can't believe that these rotten bastards, these news media son of a bitches, and speaking of news media son of a bitch, guy told me, hey, it's Brad Weinstein, the editorial director, the guy that puts his opinion in, this jerk-off puts his opinion in. And you know what? I don't know if I want to believe anybody from the News Democrat, especially the editorial writer, when he's got 3 sheep and 2 goats in his backyard. Do you come out at night in the nude Brad Wiener? I call him Wienerstein because he's probably had a lot of wieners, if you know what I mean. But it pisses me off. Kept saying, had exchange for sex, for money, sex for money. Oh, no, I don't believe this. Now, in this report, and this comes from the Post-Dispatch, I got to give the News Democrat credit. I don't think they were smart enough to pick up on this story, but this is the Post-Dispatch. Now, you guys talk about me, that I'm graphic, that I'm an ignorant son of a bitch. Well, okay, I am graphic, and I am an ignorant son of a bitch. But again, I'm not mainstream media. I got to read this real quick. I can't. Let me see. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, this lady was found 6 p.m. in her room, surrounded by blood. She died of a single gunshot wound to the head. Why didn't your newspaper put that in? Put the picture of her head with all of her brains hanging out. And here's what they report. They found a used condom with the victim. Now, do I need to know that? Do I need to know that they find you? Hey, okay, everybody that says I'm a crazy son of a bitch shouldn't be on the air, then these newspapers ought to be banned. And I'm not saying they don't have the right to inform the people, but did I have to know? Couldn't I know that they found semen on the victim? Did I have to know they found a used condom? Unbelievable. And just remember, at the end of the day, people, at the end of the day, this was somebody's mother. This was somebody's sister. This was somebody's daughter. And to have this crap happen, to read this no-count rotten crap in the newspaper, when this lady's family is grieving, they're going to be burying her shortly. She was found nude on her bed in a pool of blood. A used condom. Sex for money. Now, I think I saw that in a porn movie. This family didn't deserve that. And again, won't mention the name. This family didn't deserve it. And if anybody is listening that knows their family, tell them I wish them the best. This lady wasn't perfect. This lady made a mistake. This mistake cost her her life. That's what to be concerned about, her life. This bastard that killed her. Not about why she died. And she died because this was a no-good, evil son of a bitch. Not because she was having sex or going to have sex and make a few dollars. Hey, I've been around people. I lived in the housing project. I knew 2 or 3 mothers that would let guys come over and have sex. Not right, but they fed their family. Not right, but their family ate. So I'm going to tell you, all of you, I'm running for office, but you could all kiss my ass. If any of you son of a bitches out there think that you're better than the poor people, kiss my ass today, and every day. Now, it's not bad to people to have money. You can't look down on the poor people. Black, white, men, women, you can't look down on them. It pisses me off. Now, if this was a big shot, well, if this was a big shot, they wouldn't be desperate enough to sell themselves for money. But I tell you what, there's a lot worse son of a bitches, a whole hell of a lot worse son of a bitches in this world and on this earth than this poor lady that lost her life because she needed some money and she had to resort to that. Let's don't think about the bad thing she did. Let's think about all the good she probably did for her family and her community. Let's take a break. I'll be back right after this break. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio. And you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting at its finest. America's bi-state voice of freedom. Your guardian of the First Amendment. Radical Radio. And we are proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting at its finest. America's bi-state voice of freedom. Radical Radio. And we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. I just picked up some more emails, some more information. Mr. Saffel from Mascoutah. Mr. Saffel, thank you very much. This gentleman always sends us insightful letters. And Mr. Saffel from Mascoutah, we sincerely appreciate everyone taking the time out. Got a email from Finn Baylor, also known as the Demon. And everybody knows our buddy Sub Dave. He's the guy from Subway. He said his buddy Finn Baylor, a.k.a. the Demon, said that Sub Dave sent him an email, told him about the station in the Grim Reaper. He said, I listen at 4 p.m. and say that bombshells are thrown every night Romanik unloads. And we're heading for our old fishing hole right now and just want to say thanks for the great music and the awesome show. And oh, by the way, do you think the pitcher and catcher is Mark Sweetcakes Kern or Herbie the Hemorrhoid Simmons? We all know Kern is Lila Perry in disguise. Finn Baylor, a.k.a. the Demon, thank you guys for listening out there. And everybody remembers Lila Perry. That's the drag queen from Hillsboro, Missouri. And I just wonder, did you ever, I'm just asking out loud, Kern, did you ever have ladies' clothes on when you were younger and run down East Main in Belleville and got arrested by the police and the record was expunged and removed? I just got to ask, did that ever happen? I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. So if it did, if it didn't, call me. If you don't call me, I would assume maybe it did. But Kern and Herbie. Kern, I don't want to go pitcher or catcher. I don't think they're that athletic. Oh, I heard about pitchers and catchers in the porn. So, wait, never mind. We won't go there either. Here's something that I think is very poignant and to the point. Life is too short to wake up with regrets. So love the people who treat you right. Forget about the ones who don't. Believe everything happens for a reason. If you get a second chance, grab it with both hands. I have, and I know a lot of other people have. If it changes your life, let it. Nobody said life would be easy. They just promised it would be worth it. Thank you very much for that. Very insightful. And listen, this News Democrat and the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, they're about one and the same. I sincerely feel sorry for that family, but you rotten bastards, if it happened to your family, I guarantee you it wouldn't be printed like that. My producer, the Foxman, made a good point. It's more like the National Enquirer. If that's what we're going to get, but don't get the newspaper thinking you're going to get some reporting, some honest professional reporting. You guys know when you listen to me, you're going to get crazy crap. If you don't want crazy crap, but you know right up front through my warning what you're going to get. But I got to say, to the newspapers, the reporter and the editor who let this go through about the condom and the sex for money when this poor lady died and her family suffering, I got to say, and you'll never hear this from another candidate for political office, and maybe you don't want to hear it, but I'm not politically incorrect. I'm politically insane. And as a candidate, probably lose votes, but you know what I'm going to say? You rotten bastards who put that article together can kiss my white, hairy, stinky, wrinkled, old, smelly ass. Now, you think that's politically correct? Well, if it is, you guys are crazy as I am, and it just really, really pisses me off. Speaking about poor people, I'm at the convenience store today, and this lady in here in the convenience store was buying some lottery tickets. This lady had holes in her shoes. It was a poor lady, I know. She wasn't very clean. It was a poor lady, an elderly lady. You know, it always seems the less fortunate people, the hell with the political crap that goes on. It's the poor people. It's the poor people, both black and white, men and women. They gamble more than the people that have money because they're desperate. You can see them. And I say this with all due respect. You see them at the lottery stands. You see them on the boat. They're trying to get a little piece of money so they can do whatever with it. Some buy drugs, I guarantee you. So, some get drunk, but some support their families. And I don't tell people how to live, and I don't want them telling me how to live. But I just thought about that when I went into the convenience store. This guy was taking change because you know why? That's the big hope. You know, my hope should be give people jobs. They don't want to do that. These desperate people, they need money to survive. And why? I ask, why does this happen in the great United States of America? You know, I'll tell you why. Because of all the thieving, greedy, no-count, good-for-nothing, rotten politicians. Just think about it. If we didn't have to pay them so much money for doing nothing, and $1 billion in pensions and benefits, we could feed a lot. We could feed a lot of less fortunate people in our great country. You know, the taxpayers of St. Clair County, the taxpayers of the state of Illinois, the taxpayers all throughout this great country. You know how much money they're stealing from us? You know I'm running for state representative. I'm not going to take a salary. I'm not going to take any benefits. That equates to about $150,000 a year. Now, what happens if every politician, not only in the state of Illinois, but throughout this great country, would either do that or take a 50% cut? Why do these politicians make $300,000-$400,000 a year? Why does the governor make $200,000-$300,000 a year? And you know what the most asinine thing is? And I'm not the best person in the world. I've been fortunate. I've worked hard. I don't need that $150,000 of salary and benefits. I don't need that to survive. I'm not greedy. I'm giving it back to the state. And do you think that a governor of the state of Illinois, and I like Bruce Rauner, I don't agree with everything he does, but this man's got $1 billion. Does he need the money? Do you think any U.S. senator, any state senator, any state representative, you don't think these guys have their own money or have other sources of income? Hell yeah. Do you think the United States senator is going to get elected senator if he's poor? It's a money grab for these son of a bitches. They ought to want to do it why I want to do it. Because it's an honor. It will be an honor to go to Springfield and fight for the people of the 114th State Legislative District. Not going up there for the money. Don't need the money. And if I don't need the money, you think, and the governor, he's not taking a salary. Do you think Claiborne, that no-count rotten bastard, our state senator for the 57th State Senatorial District, he makes $1 million off East St. Louis, the poor people of East St. Louis? You think he needs the money? He makes a couple $100,000 a year that we're paying for. And then at the end, we're paying his pension 85%. Not just his, every state senator, every state representative. And none of them need it. I don't need it, and I'm not going to take it. I wouldn't sit there at a table and eat till I'm full and still have food on my plate and still shove more food in just so the poor person sitting at the table next to me couldn't eat. You would share with that person. And think about it. These elected officials, state senator, U.S. senator, $200,000 plus a year. Do you think he's poor? Do you think he needs that money? These guys have to be well off to get elected. They make it so hard. They make it so hard to get on the ballot. Then you have to have money to run an election. You think decent poor people have that kind of money? And don't think that just because somebody's walking around with holes in their shoes and holes in their pants, well, of course, not holes in their pants anymore. Hell, they put holes in the pants and charge you $300. I wish the hell that I was going to school now. I went to school in the 60s. I was ashamed. I had holes in my jeans, and I was ashamed. But now they're paying $400 for holes. Hell, I'd have been popular. I'd have been popular today in school. And my poor mother, I guess she was colorblind. No matter what color my jeans were, the patch, the square patch she'd iron on it, was always a totally different color of the jean. You know, if it was a dark jean I had on, it'd be a light patch or vice versa. I don't know why the hell she couldn't coordinate that, but that's okay. She was a great lady anyway. But do you think these politicians need that money? But I just felt bad for this lady. I give her $10. She walked out, thanked me. But you know what? I guarantee you, after I left, she was walking. You know what she did? She walked down to another convenience store because that's the only way in this great United States, the land of opportunity. There's no opportunity. These damn politicians, these rotten bastard son of a bitches, have taken the opportunity from us. They've snatched it right out of our hands. And people, until we understand that, And again, I'm running. Don't like me for my personality, which I have none. Don't like me for my good looks, which I have none. Like me for my tenacity. Like me for going in and going to fight the fight. I've been there. I've done that. I've been on both sides, poor and well-to-do. I've been on both sides, the good side and the bad side, the police side and the prison side. Now, I don't know which one's good and bad on that side, but that's okay. But think about it, people. We're letting this crap go. These elections coming up, don't vote for somebody because he kisses your ass, because he's going to kiss your ass for one day and he's going to beat your ass and spank your ass and steal from you for the next 364. Now, if that's worth it, if you're that vain and you want somebody kissing your ass one day, you better vote for my opposition, because I promise you, I'll never kiss your ass. I'll respect you. I'll fight for you. That's the problem. These guys go, now Kern's going to be here at Christmas time, going to give all the toys that people have donated to him, and he's going to dole them out to the black community. His wife's going to be down there, and we've got some clips about people calling him a racist down in East St. Louis, that they need more money, and all that crap's going to come out. But that's what rich people think. And I say rich people, I mean people like Kern, who have old money, his daddy giving money, never worked an honest day in his life. I'm not talking about the people that busted their ass coming up poor. I know a lot of lawyers, won't mention their name, that come up real poor. One lawyer got a GED, went in the Navy, come back out, made a fortune. Now, I'm not talking about people like that. I'm not talking about hardworking people. I'm talking about people who their families handed them down money and they think they're better just because they've got a few extra bucks in their pocket. You guys know who I'm talking about. You've got acquaintances. I wouldn't say friends, because they're probably not your friends. But for this great United States of America to have our people so desperate that they'll spend their last $5 on a lottery ticket. And here's the problem. Here's the problem, and we'll talk about it after break. They sell all these lottery tickets, and these poor people, they spend all their money trying to get the rainbow. Trying to get the rainbow, grab that rainbow, that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and it never happens. And that makes them that much more poor. They don't have food, don't have shelter, don't have clothing. So we, as the taxpayers, we got to pay more, because these desperate people don't take the money they have and try to live substandardly, and they do. They go out, and the state, the idiot, the political idiots in the state, they advertise. I'd like to have the money that they advertise these lottery. Come on, you'll win the lottery. You'll be rich forever. For everyone that wins something, there's 20, 30, 40, 50,000 that lose everything. Is it worth it? I ask you, is it worth it? This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio. And we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are proud to be the Patriot. Someone told me a couple days ago, he said, these politics are for the rich bastards. No, the rich bastards think that politics and leadership is about money. There's plenty of people walking the street with not a dime in their pocket that would probably be great public servants given the opportunity. And I say, people in 2016, let's have us, the real people. Let's the real people take back our country. To hell with these political parasitical punks. And these bastards, I mean, they're so greedy. They just keep getting richer and richer. They'll take every dime off the table. They won't leave a penny on the floor. Let's get rid of these son of a bitches. We don't have to be friends. We don't have to have the best personality. Politics is not about personalities. It's about production. It's about positive production. And that's what real people will do. Yesterday, and I feel compelled to say this, Janet Schmidt passed, and again, my condolences to her family. I didn't get along with Janet politically, didn't know her personally, but I want to salute Mike Bittner. He's the other alderman from Ward 2, where Janet Schmidt was a alder lady in Ward 2. But the News Democrat tried to ply him a little bit, and Bittner says, we didn't see eye to eye, and they tried to get him to talk politics, but Mike Bittner said, this is not the time to talk politics. Mike said, our thoughts and prayers go out to the family, said Bittner, who met with Janet's husband Tuesday morning. You see, if I'm going to fight somebody, I'm going to fight them. I'm not going to try to pull somebody else in, but this News Democrat and Brad Wienerstein, count, good-for-nothing piece of crap. If you got sheep in your backyard, you better not do anything to them because I like animals, you no good son of a bitch. This politics and politicians. If I hear one more time from a rotten bastard, boots on the ground. It's not boots on the ground, you ignorant bastard. It's our brave military heroes. But see, it's not politically correct because people don't want to have to know that we're going to have to send our brave military heroes back to Iraq and Iran because these politicians got it all screwed up. So they're not saying, hey, we have to send our proud, brave military heroes back to Iraq and Iran. No, it's more politically correct, and you can just gloss over it. We're going to have some boots on the ground. How disrespectful is that to our proud military community? Boots on the ground. It's boots up your ass, you rotten bastard, politically correct son of a bitches. And you ever notice years back, and I still point when I talk, I don't point at anybody, but it's just an aggressive move. But that's not politically correct since Clinton. It's thumbs up now. When you talk, these rotten bastards, they read these books about political correctness. It's not when you talk, put your finger out. You put your thumb, you put your hand together and put your thumb, and you watch every one of these son of a bitches. They'll have their hand closed with their thumb while they're talking, because everybody moves their hands when they talk. Hell, I just cracked myself in the head right then. But I'm tired of this politically correct crap. Thumbs up, you can't finger point, and it's not. What the hell are we going to do, you idiots? I'd have to say, what are we going to do with boots on the ground? We're going to drop some boots and put them on the ground and hope it'll be like a Salvation Army kettle? The Iraqis going to fill it up with money or oil? I'm so tired of these rotten bastard politicians. They can all kiss my ass. I get to Springfield, you'll see the craziest son of a bitch in the world. Because I don't give a damn. Boots on the ground. How disrespectful. And they got this Madigan. He's the majority leader for the Democrats. This old fart's been up at the State House, listen to me, people, 45 years. He got elected January of 1971, and he's an attorney. He makes $1 million up there in Chicago, but he's been taking our money. He's going to take our retirement. Been there since January of 1971, 45 years, people, and he's helping screw all this up. But now, here's how slick they are. He's running in the 22nd district for the state of Illinois for state representative, and I'll give him hell in Springfield. One apparently it's becoming an Hispanic area. So now, yesterday or Monday, the last filing date at 5:00, 3 Hispanic gentlemen announced and filed for the same position. Now, you know what that is. One of the Hispanic people is actually running against Madigan. And Madigan now have 2 other Hispanic candidates so they can split the Hispanic vote so Madigan can get elected. He don't give a damn. He don't give a damn about representing the majority who are supposed to put him in office. Now, here's one of the candidates, Joe Barboza, Gaciel Rodriguez, and Jason Gonzalez. Now, one of those three is actually opposition against him, and he's thinking, I'm not going to be able to win, so I'm going to split the vote. That's how egregious these rotten bastards are. People don't think about it. I've been around politics too long. I know all the crap they do. And Mayor Emanuel got rid of his superintendent of police because they hid this bum with the badge, not a professional police officer, hid this bum with the badge out for a year. No, they need to get rid of Mayor Emanuel. You knew exactly what was going on. That superintendent told you everything. But no, they're going to throw a policeman under the bus instead of a politician. Of course, I don't know. I don't know if I'd want my tires driving over a rotten, stinking bastard politician to be like riding over a skunk. You'd have a nasty smell on your tires forever. It just pisses me off, people, and I hope everyone understands what's going on around you in this political arena. It's time for a change. It's time for a change for all of us. 2016 coming up will be the year, the perfect storm, where we can put real people. I'm not a big shot. I'm a crazy son of a bitch. I'm just like the rest of us. This government has made us crazy. So let's just take all the crazy son of a bitches. That's all we need. We can change this country. We can all get out election day because every vote will count. And remember, if we don't destroy them, politically, of course, they'll continue, you hear me, continue to destroy us. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, very proud to be the Patriot. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll continue our journey. We'll continue our journey for truth, justice, and the American way of life that our forefathers forged out for us, died for us, fought in the cold for us. They didn't fight and die and build this great country so these rotten bastards, these political parasitical punks that we call politicians could destroy it. They built this great country for the regular men and women, all of us, together, equal. We're all created equal, and we should all remain equal. We can't do it if these politicians keep taking and making our great country and making our great people desperate to survive. Remember that. I don't have to tell you, you people are smarter than that. So let's continue to expose these no-count rotten bastards, drag them over the political coals of hell, and hopefully there'll be some razor blades in there to cut their throats. Politically, of course, political razor blades. And let's always remember that together we can unite and destroy this vast minority, 1 or 2%, this vast minority of the culture of corruption that we call politicians. And at the end of the day, do what we dream about doing, just like dreaming about Christmas. It will come to destroy these no-count, rotten, greasy, sleazy, bastard son of a bitchin' politicians. Destroy them politically, of course. Yeah. Right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha.
The Patriot.
your First Amendment and all-American station. A division of Insane Broadcasting. Renegade Radio.
KQQZ, St. Louis.